I've been meaning to make this video for quite a long time, honestly, and I never really got around to it. So the examples that I'm gonna give here and what I'm talking about is kind of in the past, but it all happened this year, and there have been more instances of what I'm talking about happening this year. So just hear me out. So a few weeks ago, I made this video about Zion Williamson and Mariah Mills and how Zion, has been sleeping with all these adult actresses and, ended up getting one of them pregnant. And then Mariah Mills comes out and she's like, oh, I thought I was supposed to be your boo and stuff. And then she started obsessing over him. It got really messy on Twitter. You could check that video. I'll leave a link in the description. But I guess I'll delve into the YK Osiris and Suki Hana situation for, the people who might not know everything. So basically, they were both at an event and YK Osiris tries tonguing down Sugiyana like multiple times, like in public. She's clearly uncomfortable. He keeps going for it. The men around the situation happening don't do anything really about it either.
A television star, and he forcibly kissed her. There's no other way to say it. He got a ton of backlash. There were even people who said he should be charged with the crime. Well,
he apologizes for his actions and realizes that they were just flat out gross, and she accepts the apology and says she's not out trying to tear a black man and that she hopes that he learns from it, and everything was good. But even though everything was good between them, not everything was good in the general aspect of things, because nothing will ever be good when Black Twitter gets a handle of it. There are a lot of dudes saying, oh, well, Sugiyana's a pretty disgusting woman and she's made people very uncomfortable sexually in her past as well. And then on the other side, there are people coming to Sugiyana's defense, even then, even though she does all this weird, disgusting stuff, that doesn't absolve her of, being in a situation like this, and that doesn't make any of this okay. There's been multiple situations where, she's been the aggressor in these sexual situations, and once the tables were turned and someone was, bringing that energy to her, there have been multiple instances of her backing away from it. She has that song, that viral song where the lyrics describe eating a nigga's ass, and as she performed it one time, she bent down and pretended to eat Drewski's ass on stage. But enough about that situation. You're probably catching on to what I'm getting at here, but let's go to the third one, the final one that I'm gonna share for this video. Earlier this year, this girl that worked at Home Depot went viral for being sexy. She posts herself in her Home Depot outfit. A lot of men are, being thirsty in the comments and, saying like, oh, you ain't gotta work at Home Depot, doing OnlyFans, do all sorts of other stuff that you could do, profit off of how good you look. And she says, no, I don't want to make my money that way. And then, all the girls who have OnlyFans and do porn or whatever are like, oh my God, what do you mean by that? Is there a problem with us? Even though she literally didn't directly insult those people, they were obviously hurt by it, which says a lot, but that's neither here nor there. Eventually, that virality that she got for looking so good ended up backfiring on her, and she ended up getting doxxed.
Instagram's really cool. And then, other situations that have happened throughout this whole process that have just kind of been crazy. But I literally had to kind of quit my job in this process because of how much I grew and how many people actually seen this. And people were illegally doxing my address and also figuring out where I worked because, I did have my school in my bio, also my location on Twitter and Home Depot. So if you put math together, people started figuring stuff out. So now I'm gonna have to probably move and just, kind of relocate and start.
She had to leave that job. I don't remember what exactly she's doing now that doesn't really pertain to the main topic at hand. And that main topic is niggas are too horny. Those of you who may be unfamiliar with chakras and stuff, I'm gonna give you a little spiritual lesson. These are the lowest vibrations, down here by your goodies and stuff, and then up here is where all the enlightenment and the highest vibration is happening. So when everything in your life is centered down here, you just don't elevate in anything. And everything that we're seeing in society is centered around sexual orientation, sexual preferences, sex in general. Especially for men, I can only really speak for men in this situation. When your vibrations are low and you're thinking with that head and not this one, you're way too easily controlled. These higher ups, these powers that be, the companies that advertise things to you, if they know that they could put a fat ass in front of you and you will drop all of your purpose and all of your tasks and everything that you need to do just to consume whatever you're getting out of that fat ass, they're gonna keep putting that shit in front of you and you will keep being a sheep. And no, I'm sorry, this isn't a tutorial video for how to break out of the fucking booty matrix, my nigga, but like, this is just me telling you to get your shit together because like, this is a problem. Even though I'm talking to mostly just a men at this point, this is a problem for everybody, not just us. Because these examples that I just gave earlier in the video come dime a dozen. These are instances that happen more often than they should. You got Zion Williamson saying God knows what to all these women and having unprotected sex with people who have sex for a living. You got Sugiyana, who also has sex for a living, being put in scenarios where she's being sexually assaulted in public and nobody is helping her. You got a girl who ends up literally having to leave her place of work just because she looks like sex. But hey man, at least for this video, I'm just the messenger here. You've been warned, I guess. That's really all I got for this video, kind of a shorter one. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you. Yeah.